Tonight on News 20 at 11, Whitney Houston is honored at the Grammys. 48-year-old Houston's cause of death is still under investigation.
From the highest of 7 hills in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend, this is the award-winning News 20 at 5, live.
Good evening, I'm Simone Davis. Thanks for tuning in. Our top story tonight, government jobs cut private sector jobs up. Workforce Plus is doing their due diligence to create jobs. Tallahassee's recent unemployment rate decline is evidence. Workforce Plus will enroll 600 individuals in short-term training during February at no cost.
Workforce Plus plays a key role in our economic recovery as well as sustaining, once the unemployment rate is low, sustaining that. Workforce Plus, along with other community partners, I believe create the framework for what we've seen.
Contact Workforce Plus at 1-866-WFP-JOB1. Downtown Tallahassee welcomes $34 million park scheduled to open in October. The amphitheater within the park will fit thousands of patrons, officials say. The city began constructing in July 2010. Program manager Dave Snyder explains the importance of Cascade Park, one of the city's signature projects.
The project is first and foremost a stormwater project that's going to take water that comes down Franklin Boulevard through Cascades Park in a buried concrete box culvert system and dumps into a pond in the lower end of the park.
The African American mortality rate is rising in Tallahassee. Since 2005, the African American infant mortality rate has increased almost 4%. Capital Area Healthy Start Coalition wants mothers to receive the proper nutrients before pregnancy.
What actually causes infant mortality is a lack of knowledge. A lot of women are not familiar with folic acid, which is a vitamin B supplement that they should take on a daily basis, whether they're not pregnant or whether they are pregnant.
Last year, prenatal and infant care of Healthy Start were cut by $5.4 million. Almost 23,000 pregnant women and infants did not receive care. However, Governor Rick Scott looks to restore financial cuts this year. More and more cases of HIV-infected Floridians are flooding health agencies like Bond Community Center. However, without proper funding, patients are on a waiting list for medication. Bria Bennett has more on this story.
Patients are still anxiously waiting as charitable funds roll in so they can receive their medication and be removed from the ADAP waiting list. As HIV/AIDS is one of the many problems in Florida, Leon County has made a slow turnaround as Big Bend Cares employee Melissa Walton explains how the center is trying to solve this major problem.
Clients are not going without meds. It's like a Band-Aid right now with the patient assistance programs because they can't do that forever. However, we have seen, 3,000 people come off of the waiting list.
Those waiting on medication, this could be a life or death situation. Although the ADAP program has swelled as a result of a wilting economy, the Bond Community Center is working with pharmaceutical companies and struggling patients on the Leon County ADAP.
We have the waiting list, and that is a hindrance because we have to contact pharmaceutical companies to get them their medications. And because we're doing that, it sometimes takes around 2 weeks to 2 months to get medication here for somebody who is supposed to be taking their medication daily.
Florida has one of the largest waiting lists in America. The major concern of those living with HIV/AIDS is receiving their medication from public health programs such as ADAP. For those Leon County residents, a small progress has been made. However, more work has to be done for those patients waiting for their medication. This is Bria Bennett reporting News 20 at 5.
The Occupy Tallahassee movement isn't going anywhere, so you should get to know them. The Occupy Tallahassee movement has taken on a strong following. The number of participants comes in waves because of the hard work and dedication, says one FSU student. Cornell West offers some words of encouragement.
Speaking unarmed truth, then you're with the Occupy movement.
Occupy Tallahassee participants include the unemployed students and professionals. People over profit is their motto. Each individual represents the 99%. West arrived in Tallahassee after a 90-minute flight delay. Before speaking at FSU, West hugged protesters and thanked them for their involvement. Coming up, who won the Grammys? The investigation on Whitney Houston's death? Will Mitt Romney run away with Republican GOP nomination? All that and more on News 20, 11 p.m. edition.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? It still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
Welcome back. Headlining today's news is the untimely death of 48-year-old legend Whitney Houston. Her death shocked us on Saturday night, shocked the world. Houston was found dead in her hotel bathroom only one day before the Grammys.
A clip from Whitney Houston's iconic performance at the 1994 Grammy Awards brought the audience to its feet at last night's show. Host LL Cool J started off the night remembering Houston's personal and professional legacy and offered a prayer.
And although she is gone too soon, we remain truly blessed to have been touched by her beautiful spirit and to have her lasting legacy of music to cherish and share forever.
Later in the evening, Jennifer Hudson paid tribute in song. On the red carpet, Houston was on everyone's mind.
If there was no Whitney, there'd be no Jennifer Hudson, no Christina, no Alicia Keys, no Beyonce.
Though hearts were heavy, the show went on. Adele took the stage after undergoing vocal surgery and ended speculation about her recovery with a strong performance.
Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead.
The British songstress picked up 6 Grammys, including Album of the Year. Other big winners included Lady Antebellum for Best Country Album. Chris Brown took home the prize for Best in R&B, and the Foo Fighters picked up 5 awards, including Best Rock Performance.
And an autopsy has been performed on the body of Whitney Houston. They say no signs of foul play, and it may take up to 8 weeks before the coroner releases results of that autopsy. Reporting from Los Angeles, I'm Paul Verkamen.
We will keep up to date on details on any new developments in Houston's death on News 20, 11 p.m. edition. Mitt Romney continues to lead the Republican presidential nomination, but Rick Santorum licks his chops with a chance to take the Michigan primary. Lately, Romney is not popular in Michigan due to his rejection of the GM bailout. Santorum received a favorable vote in the latest national poll. Republican polls in Michigan have Santorum slightly in the lead. The battle for the Michigan primary will take place in 2 weeks. Iran will install domestically produced nuclear fuel rods into a research reactor Wednesday. Last month, Tehran announced it succeeded in building and testing a domestically produced nuclear fuel rod. The uranium fuel rod was tested successfully and installed in the core of a research reactor in Tehran. China and the U.S. talks business. Xi Jinping will be the next president of China. 2 rival economic powers are stressing cooperation while gaining knowledge about each other. As the U.S. tries to weaken Iran economically to stop their attainment of a nuclear weapon, China is Iran's largest oil consumer. Coming up, the Linsanity continues. New York point guard Jeremy Lin is sensational.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? it still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
FAMU women had their 14-game win streak snapped by Howard 68-61. The first loss of this year for the Lady Rattlers. December 9th against Nicholls State, Antonia Bennett scored 25 points and Tamika Mickleton finished with 12 points. FAMU signed 28 high school recruits on National Signing Day. They addressed the key offensive and defensive line necessities. Joe Taylor explained on his Big Bend recruiting class.
First of all, the coaches here in this area do a great job. It's outstanding football in this Big Bend area. And, you know, for us to be able to land 5 local guys says a lot about our program, attracting local talent.
Taylor has 10 months left on his current contract. FAMU will try to negotiate a new deal with Taylor. If an agreement is not reached, Taylor could coach elsewhere. FAMU softball opens their season with tough opponents. The Rattlers will rely on pitchers Whitney Robinson and Jennifer Lindsay. The pitching duo lead FAMU to a spot in the MEAC postseason tournament last year. The duo combined for a 26-26 record and pitched over 300 innings. They struck out a combined 175 batters last season. The Lady Rattlers begin the season against Tennessee, Chattanooga, and Maryland. This weekend, they play Alabama A&M and North Carolina and finish against Ohio State. Pitching coach Lori Goodard looks forward to the challenge. New York rookie sensation Jeremy Lin has yet to lose a game since taking over the reins as starting point guard. Jeremy Lin has scored 20-plus points in every game he started in the season. Tonight against the Raptors was no different. The Knicks were down 15 in the third quarter. Lin makes this acrobatic basket and won. Lin scored 12 of his 27 points in the fourth quarter, including this buzzer beater to steal the game.
5, 4, Lin for the win! Got it!
The Linsanity catapulted New York from the bottom of the Atlantic Division. However, New York is still 6 games behind division leading Philadelphia. Carmelo Anthony is still injured. Will Anthony mesh the Taiwan sensation? Tonight, what women doesn't appreciate beautiful flowers and scrumptious chocolate trees for Valentine's Day? Stay tuned. Valentine's Day passed and loved ones shared the treasured day with each other. Loved ones are creative and experimentative with gift ideas. Unsuccessfully, but those who went with the classic flowers and candy, let's take a look at how delivery companies kept those flowers fresh.
This package isn't as bulletproof as it may seem. It just gives the bouquets a buffer from the biting cold.
I got the Hay River one.
The handoff to the airline is swift.
You know, especially in the winter, it's dark and it's white and everything's kind of dreary, and sending a little splash of color up to the communities, but you want them to arrive alive.
Year after year, this longtime Northern pilot has helped spread his fair share of Valentine's Day across the North.
You know, we're very sensitive to the ladies in the North getting their roses, and we want them best before date. I mean, it's a little easier delivering Easter eggs. They're delicate, but they don't wilt.
Thank you for joining us for your News 20 at 5 at 11 p.m. I'm Simone Davis.